Hey, welcome to a new video. I am in Guam and I wanted to do a video here while I'm visiting the island for a car show, and just a way to kind of understand what car culture is like here on this tiny little island in the Marianas, and really kind of get to know the people behind the scene. We've been here a few days already, but tonight is a little bit special. We're actually meeting the guys from Car Audio Image. It's kind of like an audio-visual shop. At the same time, they really curate their customers' cars. They're very much into the VIP movement and the kind of stance-oriented builds, and they kind of like allow people to really craft whatever project they want and help them by bringing in all the good parts from Japan. They import aim gain, junction produce, all the good stuff from Japan. And basically, we're gonna spend a couple of hours with these guys just to see some of the builds here on the islands, and understand how car culture is kind of like inspired from Japan, and given a little twist here to kind of make it their own. So we're gonna meet some of the owners, and then we're gonna drive up to another shop and meet one of only two R34 GTRs on the island. So as you can see, they don't really cut corners here in Guam, man. Like, their style is just as fresh as you would expect to find it in Japan. I've seen some crazy builds here at the show that we went to yesterday, which you will have to head to the main channel, Dino DC, to check out. That was XS Elites, kind of bringing the best of what the island has to offer together. And I did come across a bunch of really cool VIP builds, but tonight, man, the selection is really on point. We got a couple of Lexus ISs here, the new generation here with the IS300, and an older Lexus GS 430, the Aristo. Of course, these cars actually came with the 4.3 liter 1U here in the States, which for me, you know, being based in Japan, I find that really cool. But I guess guys here in the US or US territories like Guam find the 2J powered cars that we got in Japan, the Vertex editions, much cooler. I don't know, grass is greener kind of thing. But it's really cool to see one done in total Japanese VIP style. And right next to it, this cool EK9 sitting on TE37Vs. This style is right on point with what I like. Simple, effective, a few choice goodies like the bronze TEs with the spoon calipers hiding behind the wheels there. A nice addition to the front with a carbon splitter, carbon hood, nice little roof spoiler here, and just beautifully stanced. I really do wonder if this is an air suspension setup, probably, because one thing that we've noticed while driving around the island is that the roads are pretty rough. Like the ramps to get into shops, and of course the speed bumps are really aggressive. So I don't think you could probably get away with something this low here in Guam without going for cups or air suspension setups. Right, we keep moving. Let's see what we have here. We have another pair of Lexus. We have the bigger LS here. This is definitely on air. And like I mentioned, the guys here at Car Audio Image take care of all the installs when it comes to audio visual. This has something really special hiding in the trunk, which we'll take a look at in a second. But I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of all the cars before we start kind of going into the details. And like I said, they import all the good stuff from Japan, right down to the little curtains. You can see all the junction produce, pillows and headrests and whatnot on this GS. And this LS really takes it even further. There's even some Geta there on the center console. A samurai sword. The right setup for a Bippu car, kind of like Yakuza style on the island here. Pretty sick. And we even have a couple of Toyota Tacomas here. This one's being fully modified. lifted up on off-road tires. Again, kind of showing that the guys here at the shop really do cater to a nice variety of cars. And before we lose light, we're actually all gonna jump and head towards the next shop where we're meeting the owner of one of two R34 GTRs on the island. The car that was at the show, if you saw it on the first channel. And we're gonna cruise a little bit. We're kind of losing light, but hopefully we get a really sick sunset just like we did yesterday. If the sky lights up orange, you know, we're lucky. If not, whatever, we'll just keep driving around. Here's the 34. So a pretty cool story on this car. The owner here that owns the shop that we're just going to move it in front of basically bought the car before, you know, all the prices went crazy. So he kept it in Japan for like 5-6 years, and then when that 25-year period hit, he basically brought it in. And he actually had another one before, but he ended up selling that. So the blue one that he owned before ended up staying on the island. So there's only two 34 GTRs here in Guam. All right, we've reached our destination at the village of Donkey. Kind of going to show that, you know, Japan is so much of a country that guys here in Guam look up to the point that they even have Don Quixote here, kind of importing a bunch of stuff from Japan. Not only car stuff, but down to food and all the gadgets and stuff. Really cool to see how Japan is so much of a country that, you know, people around the lower Asian region kind of look towards. I've seen this a lot in Malaysia and Indonesia, where you get a lot of Japanese brands in the country, and of course that aligns perfectly with the cars. So we have a bit of space to look at the cars in detail now. You can see how the LS is repositioning, getting suspension up and moving around a bit. The R34 GTR sounding great out on the streets of the island. This car actually runs the Nismo Spec 1 bumper with side skirts, rear finishers, and LM GT4s. And of course, this is something I'm very jealous of. They don't need to run plates in the front here, which just opens up that intercooler air intake there, letting that Nismo intercooler breathe. And of course, with this generation bumper, this is always an issue when it doesn't line up properly and keep the seal nice and tight in there. Let's keep moving. We got the black GS. I kind of love the sporty approach that they've taken with this one. Aim game wheels, slightly twisted 5-spoke rim design, aftermarket brakes. Actually, one of the very few cars that I've seen here on the island with aftermarket brakes. I was actually talking to somebody here, and while people even build cars for power, they don't really have too many brake upgrades here, because of course they don't go that fast. Unfortunately, the speed limit on the island is only 35 miles an hour, even if most cars kind of travel around 45 to 50, some a lot more. But yeah, just something I noticed while kind of looking at the show and the cars here on the island. We got the other two Lexus down here, the new gen IS and the Aristo, the GS. There is some proper fitment right there. Good tuck, front and back. Of course, only achievable with air suspension. And now it's raining. Great. Well, hopefully we get enough rain-free time to kind of get some more details of these cars, because it's so cool to see. this kind of JDM approach executed so nicely. And if you guys are wondering, like I keep mentioning that I'm in Guam, but if you guys are not too familiar with Guam, Guam is a little island on the Mariana kind of island group, about a 3.5-hour flight from Tokyo, so not too far from Tokyo, very close to the Philippines and even Okinawa. So we are still in the Pacific region, and of course that car culture is shared right across to islands like Guam and the Philippines, like we saw last year in Manila. And now it's really beginning to rain quite a lot. I think we should probably wrap up here and head back to the shop, have a chat to the guys and get their take on the whole car culture here on the island, where it came from, the history, how it kind of fell down a little bit. Now people like the guys here from Made to Excite are trying to bring it back. So we waited out, and as expected, in about 5 minutes, the rain stopped. That's what happens in tropical islands. You get massive downpours, and then it all stops, passing clouds. I think it actually adds to the effect, seeing wet cars. And like I was saying, just as the rain really got strong, is that the EK9 actually made it out. They got the engine started, and yes, the car is actually running on air suspension to achieve that look, but also not self-destroy itself on Guam roads, which I did kind of touch on before, aren't the best surface you could wish to kind of drive lowered cars on. And we got the remaining 3 cars here, 34 GTR, the LS, and of course the supercharged Tacoma we were sitting in the back of to get all the driving shots tonight around Tuon Bay. And actually this is one of the show winners at the event, XS Elite. I forgot what award it won, but yeah, like I mentioned, it runs a supercharger, so more power, lifted, off-road, everything, pretty sick. Yeah, so I'm kind of keen to understand how car culture came to be here in Guam, how it developed back in the day, and how it transitioned to what you guys are doing today.
Yes. I mean, for me, from my memory, me growing up, I was exposed to hydraulics, car audio systems, and people racing. I got inspired doing that back in the day. Yeah. So now it evolved into me developing this shop of ours, and the pretty much history.
And you were saying you've been here 20 years?
24 years.
24 years.
Yeah, 24
wow.
years, yeah. I started right after high school. I was influenced by one of my friend's brothers. He had a RX-7 full of 6x9s.
Wow.
That's how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was so interested in audio that I'm like, man, I think this is something I would like to do in life.
But so you've kind of evolved from obviously you have an audio shop, but you kind of curate.
Yes,
when people come to you, they want to go for a look, be it VIP or kind of stands.
Well, that's why our name, hence our name, Car Audio Image.
Yeah.
So my love is in car audio, and the image side is the body kits, the wheels, suspension, engine work. That's why I had to add that on, the image side of things, you know what I mean? It's not just we do car audio. We have connections around the world, in the Philippines, Japan, US. I mean, car audio image, you know?
And you were saying you bring in Japanese brands like Aimgain and Junction Produce.
We deal with a lot of good companies like Junction, Aimgain, Greddy, HKS, like that. We have a distributor who we go through, and they've been hooking up for us for years. We also been with them for 20 plus years also. Yeah.
So, and I guess you guys build through your kind of network of friends here, like all your shops that kind of collaborate with you to...
Yes, like our shop, man. We're the smallest shop with big ideas.
Yeah.
We direct our friends and customers to the right people on our island. So you know, not everybody can have a big shop. So we need some good painting. We got a guy here. We got a tinter. We have a detailer. We give them to the good people, the good circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we all help each other out. So.
Yeah, it seems like a really tightly knit community here. Everybody knows each other.
Yes,
Everybody's
yes.
been in it
You're right,
for the
you're
same
right.
amount of time.
It's like that, you know. We all build together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Since day one with the racing guys and the hydro guys, we always help each other out. You know, it's really more friendly competition. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's been really cool kind of finding out, you know, what you guys do, but also the general culture here.
Yes, yeah,
and,
thank you.
I personally wish that you guys keep doing it.
We
'cause
are,
you do
we
it
are.
really well.
Yes.
It's really cool to see outside of Japan this happening.
Yes.
You know, staying authentic to the style in Japan, and I look forward to coming back.